Meanwhile, another incident is now capturing the international eye. A scuffle caught on camera between an Israeli soldier and a 65-year-old Palestinian man. But armed with photos of their own, the IDF is painting a very different picture to the prevailing narrative of the harmless old man being abused. So how is the narrative shaped, and which story is closer to the truth? Joining us to discuss is journalist and columnist for the Jerusalem Post and the Jewish News Syndicate, Ruthie Blum. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi.
All right, now in the video spreading online of this incident, you can see at least half a dozen reporters and press people just kind of standing around. It's as if they were waiting for something to happen. And the method of this arrest has also been likened to that of George Floyd in the United States. But the IDF is saying that the suspect was instigating violence and had actually even assaulted the soldier in question multiple times before the video begins. And the IDF also shows images of soldiers giving the man water and care after the video supposedly ends. So who are we to believe in this story?
Oh, well, I say we believe the IDF. I tend to believe the IDF over the Palestinian narrative almost every time. Obviously, there are incidences of soldiers behaving badly, inappropriately, and they are punished accordingly. And they should be when they behave inappropriately. But in the current case, I would say that it is a typical case of, in this case, imitating the United States, using a very, let's say, using the George Floyd story to create a Palestinian narrative similar to that, because George Floyd is now world famous. And, right away it touches a nerve of police brutality, soldier brutality. It's to try to juxtapose those two things.
So what am I right to be looking at all those cameras that are just kind of stationed there seemingly at the ready? Were they maybe tipped off that some incident was going to happen?
Well, that happens a lot with the foreign press, as a matter of fact, and probably with the Israeli press too. But the foreign press in particular, they're tipped off. They need a soundbite or a photo shoot that suits a left-wing narrative, for most of the media, that is. And in a case like this, obviously, they're going to film the part where the so-called victim is being abused by an Israeli soldier, rather than showing what it is that victim did beforehand and how the soldiers treated him beforehand.
All right, now Ruthie, Pallywood is a term referring to Palestinian propaganda. How do you tell what's Pallywood and what's truly an alleged Israeli abuse when you're just looking at the video?
You can't tell just when you're looking at the video. For that, there are many really serious researchers who have taken it upon themselves to analyze footage and film. The IDF also investigates itself, but you have other organizations like Palestinian Media Watch. You have others that spend a lot of time and resources looking into these things, examining footage, examining texts, because most of the time these things are false. And when they're not false, the IDF does take action against soldiers who behave inappropriately, as I said earlier.
All right, well, it seems like it's basically a case of don't believe what you see at first sight. Ruthie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Aaron.